Today on the podcast, we are talking about how this one particular store in Miami has customers shopping for them and working for them at the same time without paying them. Frame Money Podcast starts right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Frame Money Podcast. It's your boy Simbawi Nibai Jr., aka TK. Along with my man Omar Williams, we call him O, and Denise Obi, we call her D Nice. Y'all say what's up to the peeps.
What's up, good people?
It is another Wednesday morning, and y'all know how we do. We get things going and popping. But before we do, we're going to do our morning affirmations. And I've got a bit of a mic issue going on right now. I'm not sure why. We'll fix that in a minute. There we go. Boom. There it is. Mic acting up on me. Just so you guys know before we get into this. See, now we're going off script now. So now I got this whole microphone thing that I'm doing. And I have a new mic, not a new microphone, but a new system that I'm working with. So hopefully things will work out well today because I'm trying this out for the first time to see how things go. So anyway. If you get the affirmations, let's get them going. Got it written down, memorized, all that good stuff. Let's get it popping. Today will be a good day. Today will be a great day. Today will be an amazing day. Today will be an awesome day. Today will be a phenomenal day. Today will be stress-free. Today will be a stress-less day. Today, all circumstances, issues, and situations will work in my favor. Today, I will overcome all barriers that want to block my progress. Today, all things will line up for my good. Today, I'll become better than who and what I was yesterday. I am a go-getter. I am victorious. I am triumphant. I am an overcomer. I never lose. I either win or I learn. I take authority over this day. I will dominate this day. I will conquer this day. And everything I have spoken into this day will happen as I have affirmed, because I am more than a conqueror. Let's get it started. So today we are talking about a particular store that we have learned is doing something. Well, there's other stores that are probably doing it, but we learned that this one particular store in Miami has customers not only shopping at their store, but also working for them as well, almost as if they're employees who are buying stuff from the store, not receiving a discount, but also working for them. You're kind of like, what in the world are you talking about? So, and I'm going to let D-Nice kind of give us a little more detail because it's not a store I'm familiar with. I just kind of did my quick little research on that. But the name of the store is called Zara, and I believe I'm saying it correctly, Z-A-R-A. And it's a store in Miami. They do have stores around the country, even across. I think even overseas too as well. And they sell clothing, jewelry, all kind of things, kind of like an upscale Forever 21. And what we found out is that this particular store does not have in Miami that we know of, does not have anybody who checks you out. You kind of check your own self out. So number one, you're going to the store, you're buying the clothing. Once you get to the checkout, you're taking off the security strip, you're scanning the clothes, you're bagging the clothes, all that, and then you walk out. Before we get into all that, just D-Nice, just give us a little more just about what the store is and what they do so that people who don't know the store, Zara, can kind of have a little more information on the store.
The store's nice. I think overall, like, if what you can find in Forever 21, you could kind of find there, but I think the quality of the clothing is a lot better at Zara, and the prices are a little up there, but it's nice quality clothing. They have clothes, shoes, bags, jewelry, like cosmetics, like the random things you can find. Usually when you find stuff there, it's usually stuff you probably would not see anywhere else. So I think that's what sets them apart from other brands. But only if I tend to check out their website only if they have a sale and I can afford it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now my understanding is that they get and use like their textiles and all that, and what they use, they buy them at inexpensive prices so they can kind of afford to have their prices a little lower. But I guess even some of the prices on the lower end are still kind of possibly on the higher end. So interesting how kind of all that works out. So the question we have today is you're going to the store, you're making a purchase, you're not getting a discount unless the store's having a sale, right? But then you're also working for them too. And you're saying, well, how's that working? Again, there's no cash register, no person at the cash register. And what's happening is that you are actually checking yourself out. You're doing everything. You are taking the security tag off, you're bagging it, you're scanning it, all that stuff, and you walk out. And I think that this model is becoming something that a lot more stores are starting to adopt. Now, again, this is nothing new. Like Walmart does this, right? Walmart has you at the self-checkout, you go and you do everything yourself. The only time someone helps you is if the actual computer freezes up on you or says assistance is needed, right? So, I mean, and I guess you may think Walmart might be different than Zara, but what are you guys' thoughts on the fact that, there's absolutely no one on the register? It's like, it's just you alone and that's it. What are your thoughts?
I think business-wise, it makes sense business-wise. But personally, as a customer, as a retailer, I don't like it at all. I feel like you need to be rewarded if you get in your car, drive up the street or a couple miles or whatever to go to their brick and mortar store. There needs to be somebody there greeting you, somebody there taking care of your taking it off the rack, getting your size, giving you suggestions. I feel like that's my reward for coming to your store. So again, business-wise, it makes a lot of sense. And I think it's a great experiment that they're trying to do. But for me personally, as a retailer or a customer or whatever you want to call me, I don't know if I would like it. Like I feel like I gave this effort to leave my house. I could have did this online for all of that. So I'm not a big fan, but I'm not opposed to change. So I don't want to be, I don't want to be the old man that don't want to change.
I don't want to be that guy.
You
want to be that guy, right?
I might become that guy.
What are your thoughts, Denise?
I think overall, I mean, I agree. I understand why they made the decision as a business plan, but also I feel like I should put on an employee shirt or badge and check in for 30 minutes to an hour that I'm shopping, and then work and get my hours in and shop and get a discount and then check out. And then when I'm done checking out, go check out. Because basically I'm an employee doing the whole, especially the part about taking off the tags and everything, and even the theft protection click things that they put on the clothes. That's too risky. That is where I'm like, if you're going to make me do that too, then I might as well go to the back, put a jacket on, clock in, and make, $17 for maybe an hour? Who knows? So it's a good and bad decision. So
she actually gave a number, $17. Okay. So here's my thing here. So
that's it. I don't know.
No, I'm gonna go with O first. So O said, it's business-wise, a great model, right? So great model business-wise. I agree, great business model. A lot of stores are doing it now. When you look at it from a fashion store standpoint, it might be a little more of a stretch. But then also he wants some sort of reward for getting in your car, going that distance to go to the store. You know, like someone at least needs to help me get stuff off the rack, whatever, get it. Then the niece says, she's like, hey, I want to actually clock in and I want to get paid for the hour that I'm there shopping while I'm doing everything else. I kind of get that too. My only thing against that, number one, how many shoppers you got coming in on a daily basis? So if everyone gets to clock in and you got 100 shoppers that day, is that a good business model? I don't know. Because if everyone's getting paid, as you said, $17 for that hour, well, if I'm shopping for 5 hours, I mean, I made a decent amount of money. I'm also spending money as well. So is the trade-off of paying the people to come in and shop, but then they're also paying for the clothes and the jewelry or whatever else they're selling to shop, is that a good pay-up? I don't know. That's a question I'm putting out there. But both of you all give, legit, responses. My thing is this, is that we've seen this in grocery stores such as Walmart and other stores, but it's not as though there's no one there to help you. It's just you're kind of in self-checkout. You're on your own, but you're not. There's someone there to help you in case something goes wrong. As far as Zara goes, I'm not sure if that's the case. We haven't dove in that far to find that out. But there definitely is no one at the registers to help you out. You're kind of on your own, doing your own thing. I don't know if this is a good look for the future or not, because let's be honest, quote unquote robots are replacing employees, right? But is that the way the world wants to go in totality? Meaning, okay, we got enough robots and stuff and AI to do stuff. We don't need actual people. But then when the robots and the AI, aren't working that day, then what do? You lose business for a day, 2 days, a week, because things aren't working correctly? I mean, what do you do? So from a technology standpoint, I'm all about moving forward, but I'm also about, hey, there's like the what if. And trust me, the what if is coming. One way or the other, the what if is going to come. And so the question is, are you prepared for the what if? And if you're not, how does that affect your business? Oh, you're big into the stock exchange and all that. And I've watched a few documentaries on Netflix about, all these different, crashes, the crash in 07, things that happened even, years prior. What are your thoughts on if this technology decides to crash? Does this, number one, impact the stock market? And then number two, because depending on what is Zara's, what's their stock exchange number? Like, what's the price for investing in Zara? What are they doing? What's their biggest part to play in the stock market? And on top of that, how does that affect business if it's a company-wide thing and technology decides to fail them?
Okay, so if I'm gonna keep it real, I don't think Zara crashing or the model that they're like, if Zara crashes, I don't think it affects the stock market too much. I will say this though, if businesses as a whole adopt this, like you said, Walmart does it, Apple even has stores, right? I'm not sure if Apple's has. Okay, so if these bigger companies with that same model, it starts to fail, and they realize the numbers are going down, that will directly affect the stock market. I'm gonna try to get the ticker up now to see if it's actually a public company. And
while you're doing that, my other question is, okay, so Zara itself may not affect the market, but how does it affect Zara's position in the market if they have one?
I just think it'll crash their stock price, right? If this doesn't work out, and then now they got to bring back employees and change the whole way the store's even designed, because it's designed now. You spent money on technology to house people to self-checkout, right? So there's got to be some kind of crazy facial probably tech facial recognition and realizing how many people are at the store at one time. Like I'm sure they paid a lot of money to even put this in place. Like it's not as simple as it may look. It may look like it's just a computer with a scanner and the magnet thing, the thing that takes the magnet off.
Yeah.
But it's probably deeper than that. It's probably cameras everywhere, probably sound everywhere, like sound systems where they could pick up what people are saying. It's probably a lot of money that they invested in self-checkout. They probably did the math and said, well, if we don't have to hire, employee A, B, or C, what we make up in this one-time purchase in technology, we don't have to pay insurance on the technology. We don't have to pay them a hourly wage. Once we pay for it, hopefully it'll pay for itself. Like I said, the model is good business-wise. But if it doesn't work, it's an investment made that can affect the company really bad. But again, I don't think Zara's actual stock will have a big it won't have a big effect on the stock market.
Gotcha.
At all.
So, and I'm going to come to you, Denise, in a minute. So if we're looking at this from a technology standpoint, this is not a huge deal in the stock market if Zara has any positions in the stock market, which O is probably going to let us know if that's the case or not. But then at the same time, if these bigger companies are doing this, it definitely affects the stock market. And my thing is, and I would probably guess that they do, there is a backup plan in place in case technology does fail in the store to where people, they can't check out. They can't, purchase items because technology is not working. Again, my only thought on that is, how long does that last? I remember there was a time when I forget where I went. I went to a store one day, and it's a national, global store actually. And globally, the entire store was down. Like the entire checkout system was just down. So no one could buy any items from the store. And it'll come back to me what store it was I went to. But for that particular day, they actually had to close all their stores. No, it was Krispy Kreme. That's what it was, Krispy Kreme. And I went to Krispy Kreme one morning, and I think nationally, like their entire cashier system went down for that morning. I don't know when it came back up, but that morning, no one could buy any Krispy Kremes because the whole system went down. And so my thing is, hey, if this lasts for a day or more, what's the hit, on the company? It's like, hey, is there a backup plan? Denise, as a customer who, of course, shops there now, but also, wants to get paid for her hour of shopping there, what do you, as far as the discounts go and all that, I get that and all, but the reason that I say this is because, I'm looking at Zara, they pay some of the inexpensive prices to get their textiles and fabrics and stuff in like that. And so I think that's one reason why they can maybe afford to kind of do what they're doing. But again, the model itself, there are some flaws in it if it happens. As a customer, Denise, is your idea a suggestion, or is it merely just you saying, hey, this is what I would like to have if I came to the store and shop, since I'm the one checking myself out and doing all the shopping and don't really have anyone there helping me?
So I'd say a suggestion I definitely have with that is just bringing more employees. Just honestly, just bringing more employees. Like pay and do more, but pay the employees, but also have that extra safety net, so it doesn't cost you as much in the long run, basically.
Okay. So your suggestion is to bring in more employees, or would the suggestion be, hey, if you're not, then give that to me? Yes.
Either bring in the employees or give it back to me in discounts as well. So if I'm doing self-checkout, at least make the clothes more, I'd say affordable, but also, affordable, I would say. At least to a point where I'm like, okay, this is a good deal. I can get this for a good deal. Or always have sales. Or a good reward system.
Interesting. So, if you're listening, Zara, this is a suggestion that D-Nice is giving you guys. Now, here's the thing, too. Of course, Everything has to have that business aspect. Is this a good business suggestion? And does that work for us based on how many customers come in on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis? Does that work for us? So I think, again, you're looking at your pros and cons, looking at your overhead, you're looking at what money's going out, what money's coming in. Like O said, they probably put a pretty penny into their system for making this do what it does. And so if the payoff on that system is what they like it to be, I mean, that possibly could happen. If it's not, or if it's really the model doesn't fit, then I get it. But DNS always has suggestions on stuff, so I figured I'd see what her suggestion was right there on that. So,
are you looking for an apparel company that's positive, uplifting, and truly cares about you? Then look no further. Frame of Mind Inc., an apparel brand company, impresses on individuals to think positive thoughts, say positive things, and do positive deeds. Get positive apparel, such as t-shirts, hoodies, and wristbands for children, teens, and adults in various colors and sizes. Customized services include logo and t-shirt design, screen printing for individuals, families, schools, profit, and nonprofit organizations. You can reach Frame of Mind Inc. at 302-689-3499 or visit their website at www.frameofmindinc.com. Frame of Mind Inc. Think it, speak it, achieve it.
It's a frame of mind.
I can't think of any other stores that have this model where there's, and here, again, we haven't really taken a deep dive into Zara, but I'm pretty sure there are employees there. But the question is, like, are they on the floor? Are they in the warehouse in the back? Like, what does that look like? And so, if you have any suggestions for us, if you've been to Zara, so are there actually employees on the floor, or is it kind of like an open floor, open house, do your thing, and that's like it? Like, how does that work?
See, I've only shopped online, not in a store, because I know they don't have stores everywhere. So I think it's limited to certain areas. But I've only, that's the thing.
Man, she tricked us.
No, I've only been online. I wish. Because I think this, like, Florida is one of their main bases in, like, California. But no.
Okay.
Only online.
Got you. So let's just rewind this back, okay? Because now I have other questions about Denise's suggestion. So she's saying that she's only shopped online. I'm like, wait a minute, time out, hold up. Like, that's everybody does that, right? So it's like, why you want to get paid to shop online? That's what I'm saying. Going to the store, I get it, but I mean, like, if you online, it's like, man, everybody's doing it online. Come on now. So I mean, I look, I get it. I'm not gonna clown. I thought she had been inside a brick and mortar building, man. Well, it's all good. It's all good. So listen, if you guys have any suggestions for us, or you have any input for us as far as the Zara store, let us know. Hit us up at F of M Podcast at frameofmindinc.com. That's F of M Podcast at frameofmindinc.com. Let us know your thoughts and suggestions if you guys have shopped in the actual store, what the experience is like. Are there employees on the floor? Are there not? Are they in the back? Is there a back? Like, I don't know. I've never been to a Zara store. I just know I kind of read this article. I saw it, looked at it, and then kind of viewed something on Instagram and said, oh, this would be an interesting topic to talk about. Because it's, again, a model that other stores are doing, but you mostly see it in your shopping, in your grocery shops, like, maybe your Acme's or your ShopRites or your Walmart, your Super Walmarts, mainly, but mainly your Super Walmarts, and others who have this. But most of your other retail stores, there's someone there helping you on the floor or checking you out. Of course, Walmart, ShopRite, and all them, they have people who actually are helping you at the register. They do have actual checkout people, and then they also have the ones that are self-checkout. So you're not alone. You're not by yourself. You can pick and choose which one you want. As far as Zara goes, it's kind of like, hey, this is all we got. Like, you're going to do it yourself. It's all good. So if you got more information, let us know. We'd love to hear from you as far as that's concerned. Any other suggestions or questions? Oh, were you able to find out if Zara is actually in the market or not?
Yeah, it looks like it's owned by this Spanish textile company. It's called Industria de Decino Textile, and the ticker symbol is IDEXF, and it's worth $46.63.
Oh, that
Yeah.
might be worth investing in, brother.
Nah. I'll find you a better company at that price.
Listen,
we're
goes
not
to show
doing it.
how much I know. This is
We're
why I
not
go to him for my investments, because I'm like, hey, that's not a bad deal.
You know what's funny though? I'm just looking at the chart now. If you'd have bought it in November of 2 years ago, it ran up $20, $24 in 2
Man,
years. So somebody knows something. Or maybe I'm
somebody
wrong.
knows something.
Maybe I'm
Well,
wrong. But it's
listen,
not
I mean,
a good time to buy right now.
it could be. I mean, let's just hypothetically, let's just say you do get in now, and that system ends up being, it just ends up being what they wanted to be, and it kicks things up. Next thing you know, Zara is like, $90. You know what I mean, on the market. Like I'm just saying, hypothetically. Hypothetically.
It could have been, yeah, we'll see. We'll monitor the situation.
Got you. This is why I go to O for because I'm like, I'd be uninvested in something. He'd be like, why? He'd be like, why you do that? Why did you do that? Wasn't a smart investment.
It all-time high
Right.
was 180, 106, like around $150.
Wow. Hey, everything that goes up must come down, and vice versa. So I'm just saying, that's what the market does.
It looks like it's going back up. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I only know to buy things that I know of or familiar with, or there's a fad going on, like that. Side note, that Ozempic drug everybody's taking for weight loss?
Yeah, I heard of that.
Well, if we'd have got on it, like when it was kind of being talked, when everybody and their mom start taking it, you'd have made a couple bucks. So,
gotcha. Just, disclosure, we are not financial advisors.
Not at all.
We'll just have a conversation. Do not tell your people that the Frame of Mind podcast will do the invest in Zara.
Not at
and listen, we're not hating on Zara at all, but we are not making a suggestion that you do.
But Zara is breaking out. It looks like it's breaking out and trying to go up. So
there you go. We are not held responsible or liable for any losses or gains that you may get. All right.
Get your mind right. Get your mind right. It's a frame of mind.
So, any last words before we go from either of you before we end out today?
I'll say this last word. The shop right near my house tried to go to this, and it was an epic fail. So it went from people stealing, then they tried to close down the lanes to like self-checkout to like 3 lanes, and then like they were like real strict. It was just bad. And basically, make a long story short, they're back to normal. And they pivoted real quick, but it was a fail. So Zara,
take note. Here's the thing too, man, is that you just can't all of a sudden just take a 360 all of a sudden. Like you got to gradually do something, So I think maybe if it was done gradually, maybe like I don't know, it still could have failed, but at least you didn't just go gun ho all of a sudden. Right. So got it. Denise, what do you got? Do you have any last thoughts?
I was gonna add what O said about ShopRite, because the one near my house, they did the same thing, and now they're like, well, now we need employees. They're trying to hire people because clearly that whole self-checkout thing was not working. So it has pros and cons.
I mean, listen, I'll be honest, man. Everybody can't be Walmart. Just saying. I mean, the model of having technically more self-checkout areas than checkouts with actual employees works for Walmart. Like, it works perfectly. So if you want to model something from a grocery store standpoint, you may want to model Walmart, and you may want to find out what they did and how they went about doing it. It may not be for you. It's possible. But if you want to model somebody, Walmart is the model, I think, to go about doing it in that way. And again, they're not going all the way in where it's self-checkout altogether, but there are more self-checkouts than there are people actually checking you out. And in the self-checkout area, there is one or two people there to help just in case something goes wrong electronically, or if they have to, come turn a key or reset something like that. So they're there, as opposed to just saying, hey, you're on your own, do your thing. And then you have people who want to steal from ShopRite and just walk out and not pay for anything. And that just doesn't make you money at all. So that's just not a good thing to do. Last word from me, don't be afraid of change. At the same time, don't be afraid to have both, meaning employees and having computers, do things for you. Because let's be honest, technology is it does what it's told to do. And when it wants to decide to have a hiccup, that's a big problem for you. So again, I'm not giving you guys any actual business advice because there are people out there who have more knowledge than I do. It's almost like how we use the cloud, right? You have iCloud, you got Google Drive, all that stuff, OneDrive, all that. If for some reason that stuff goes down, you put all your stuff in the cloud or up, it's like, how do you get it? How do you get it? So you got to have some backups and some reliable backup plans when that happens. Just a side note, and we'll leave after this. As far as my business goes, we have apparel, music production, video production. And so I have learned to have backups to the backups, meaning that, hey, this is where I have my backup to the backup. My backup is here. And then I have, a few things here and there, but I've learned just as a security precaution to have backups to my backups. So in case the backup goes wrong, I've got my security blanket and my backup. Now, again, this is just me talking as a small business owner. But again, just to talk. Sometimes you can learn from the little man too, right? Nah. So, for all of us here at the Fame of Mind Inc. podcast, continue to think it, speak it, and achieve it. And until next time, myself, O, and D-Nice, we holla.
Thank you for joining the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. And as always, here at Frame of Mind Inc., think positive thoughts, say positive things, and do positive deeds. As our tagline says, think it, speak it, achieve it. See you next time.
It's a frame of mind. It's what you say and what you do.
Don't forget to check us out on the web at www.frameofmindinc.com, where you can browse our online apparel store, listen to some of our original music and production services, as well as view our videos and projects we've done for our clients and customers.